The opening lines of the second book of the Iliad contain a detail that usually gets skipped in the rush to get to the action. While the entire world of gods and men sleeps, Zeus alone remains awake, plotting how to honor Achilles by destroying the very ships the Greeks depend on for survival. This image of the wakeful god versus the sleeping masses is more than just a plot point. It's a profound psychological map. If we look at this through an esoteric lens, the other gods and the chariot-driving men represent the lower faculties of our own psyche, our senses, our passing thoughts, and our worldly ambitions. The chariots are the body, carrying us through the material world, and their sleep represents a kind of spiritual inertia. Most of our inner world runs on autopilot, lulled by the illusion that the physical world is all there is. But while that ego-driven self drifts off, Zeus represents the higher self, the supreme will and the silent, eternal watcher within you that never sleeps. Part 1. The architecture of the higher self. When Homer says Zeus was pondering in his heart, he's pointing to a very specific kind of intelligence. In ancient Greek thought, the heart wasn't just for emotions, it was often viewed as the center of true wisdom and intuition, distinct from the cold, calculating logic of the brain. This higher self doesn't just react to the world, it architects the road ahead, often in ways that the conscious mind can't even begin to grasp. It's the part of you that sees the long game of your evolution while your ego is busy worrying about tomorrow's schedule. Achilles in this framework represents the striving initiate, the part of the soul that refuses a comfortable, ordinary life and reaches for something transcendent. The deepest aim of your higher self is always to elevate this potential, to honor it, and to bring it to the forefront of your life. But as the text suggests, honoring that greatness often comes at a staggering cost. Part 2, the necessity of collapse. This brings us to the hardest truth of the path, the destruction at the ships. In the literal story, Zeus allows the Trojans to burn the Greek ships to force the army to realize how much they need Achilles. Metaphorically, these ships are our comfort zones. They are the vessels of safety and the familiar habits we cling to because they promise us a way back to the lives we used to know. To honor your highest potential, your higher self will sometimes orchestrate the collapse of these lower attachments. It might look like a career setback, a failed relationship, or the sudden loss of a belief system that once felt rock solid. These are the Achaean ships burning on the shore. Growth always asks the same price, the sacrifice of the lesser so that the greater can rise. It's a brutal form of grace, but it's the only way the soul can be forced out of its inertia. Part 3, living as the watcher. So how do we actually live with this? It starts by acknowledging that there is a part of you that is always awake, even when you feel most lost or unconscious. When your life feels like it's in a state of spiritual sleep, where you're just going through the motions, the Zeus within you is still pondering. If you can shift your perspective from the sleeping men, the parts of you that are scared and reactive, to the watcher in the heart, the chaos of life starts to look less like a series of accidents and more like a deliberate purification process. You stop asking why the ships are burning and start asking what your higher self is trying to honor by clearing the way. It's about learning to trust the silent architect over the noisy, fearful ego. Tonight, as you reflect on the parts of your life that feel like they're falling away, remember that something in you stays awake, overseeing your evolution with a wisdom that far exceeds your conscious understanding. Let the watcher in your heart guide you through the fire. If this perspective on the hidden layers of our inner life resonated with you, consider sharing this episode with someone who might be navigating their own period of transition.